Dear soul, at this moment when tears still glisten in your eyes, while the pain in your heart leads you to question whether it is worth continuing in this love that seems like too heavy a burden, it is essential that you understand something important. Archangel Michael has conveyed to me a truth that has the power to radically change your path, and this revelation cannot wait any longer. I see you, exhausted from waiting, tired of looking for signs that never appear, wondering if it would be simpler to end this cycle once and for all and move on. I am fully aware that you have tried many times to convince yourself that the time has come to give up, that this person will not return, that all this love was just an illusion that you sustained on your own. However, there is something your reason cannot comprehend, something that vibrates beyond human understanding. Miguel told me that what you see as stubbornness, attachment, or difficulty in moving forward is actually the expression of a genuine connection that was formed in dimensions your mind cannot even imagine. This force that prevents you from moving forward, even when everyone around you advises you to move on, is not weakness. It is ancient wisdom whispering that it is not yet time to let go. Have you ever stopped to reflect on why, even after so much time and so many attempts to forget, you still harbor such intense passion when you remember this person? Why does your heart race when you hear their name? When you see something that reminds you of them? When you dream about them without warning? That intensity hasn't diminished one bit, has it? It continues to pulse with the same force as the first day, as if time had no effect on what you experienced. Archangel Michael has offered me a clear insight into what is really happening behind the invisible curtains of your connection. While you wonder if it's still worth holding on to this hope, on the other side of this story, there is someone fighting their own feelings in a silent and desperate battle. This person cannot forget you for even a moment, but pride, fear of their emotions, and reluctance to accept the depth of their feelings have created a barrier that they have built around their heart. Miguel encouraged me to tell her not to give up at this crucial moment, when change is near. The person you have kept in your heart is reaching their limit. The defenses they have built for their protection are beginning to fail, and soon they will no longer be able to maintain the facade of indifference they have kept up for so long. Before moving on, write in the comments, "I will now activate my spiritual shield of protection." This will protect your energy with the power of angels, preventing any shadows from approaching. Now come with me on this revelation that could change everything. You have shown extraordinary courage by keeping alive a flame that anyone else would have extinguished long ago. You kept the faith even when your tears seemed to run dry, when your energy seemed exhausted. But Michael wants you to understand, all this resistance had a purpose. Every moment of suffering, every sleepless night thinking about that person, every time you chose to keep believing, even when everything seemed senseless, all this experience has created a powerful energy that is about to return to you amplified. There is an invisible force working tirelessly to break down the barriers that separate you. This force does not adhere to human logic, is not concerned with wounded pride, and is not intimidated by the fears that reside in this person's heart. It is a steady current that is dissolving, one by one, all the reasons they have created to distance themselves from you. Notice how recently you have felt a different kind of restlessness, an intuition that something is changing behind the scenes of your life. You may have woken up with your heart racing for no apparent reason, or felt that curious sensation that she is thinking about you at the exact moment you are thinking about her. These are not mere figments of your imagination, they are reflections of a communication taking place at frequencies beyond the perception of your senses. Michael informs me that in the coming days, something will break the cycle that has been repeating itself between you. It will not be something subtle or ambiguous that will leave you wondering if it really happened. It will be clear, direct, and impossible to ignore. A word, a gesture, an attitude that will finally express what this person has been holding deep inside for so long. But here is the crucial point that the Archangel wants you to understand. When that moment finally manifests, you need to be ready not only to welcome it, but to consciously choose how to react. Because what is coming is not just the return of someone, it is the opportunity to create. something entirely new on the ruins of what you once were. And here we begin to understand that your journey thus far has not been limited to waiting for someone, but rather a process of becoming capable of receiving genuine love without losing yourself along the way. Every tear shed, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt about your sanity for continuing to believe, all of this has helped shape a more robust, conscious, and complete version of your essence. Miguel shares that this person is going through such an intense internal transformation that they can no longer ignore their value. Emotions they tried to suppress are emerging with devastating force, creating emotional turmoil that is now beyond their control. It's as if a dam has broken in their heart, and all the pent-up water is seeking its natural flow, which is heading straight for you. In recent days, she has been thinking about you with an almost desperate intensity. She has picked up her phone to contact you, and at the last minute, hesitated, caught between a strong desire to talk to you and the fear that it may be too late. She has written messages she never sends, visiting places you used to go together in the hope of running into you by accident, and asking acquaintances about you in a seemingly casual way, but driven by a desperate urgency to know how you are. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "My energy is sacred and no evil has power over me." From this moment on, nothing will be the same, and this protection will be essential for what is to come. What this person has not yet understood is that the resistance she has maintained has not protected anyone. It has only caused more pain for both of you. Miguel reveals that she is about to realize this in a shocking way. An unexpected event will lead her to confront her own vulnerability. And in that moment of total fragility, the only person she will be able to think of is you. It could be a song playing on the radio that brings back a memory impossible to ignore. It could be a dream so vivid that she wakes up with your name on the tip of her tongue. It could be a stranger on the street who has something that reminds her of you and breaks down all the barriers she has built. Or it could simply be the sheer exhaustion of carrying this burden alone, of acting like she can live normally when every part of her screams your name in silence. And when that moment comes, and Miguel assures me it will be soon, she won't be able to escape the inevitable. Courage will emerge from the very exhaustion of fighting, because she will reach a stage where it will be more painful to stay away from you than to face the fear of opening up completely. If you have been feeling a strong need to further strengthen your spiritual protection and your connection to the higher forces that are guiding this return, there is a powerful tool that can accelerate this process. In the pinned comment or description of this video, you will find a link to spiritual resources that can significantly increase your energy at this critical time. It is no coincidence that you are here now. The universe is guiding you toward everything that can enhance your journey. But back to what really matters right now. It is crucial to understand that when this person approaches you, it will not be with soft words or grand gestures. They will come wounded, vulnerable, and perhaps even a little confused. They will recognize that they tried to forget you but couldn't, that they tried to move on and realize that there is no path that doesn't lead back to you. Miguel wants you to know that your preparation for this moment should not be about seeking revenge or demanding explanations for the months of silence. It should be a preparation for compassion, forgiveness, and the possibility of a new beginning on a completely new foundation. The person who is coming back to you is not the same as before. They are someone who has been transformed by the very absence you caused in their life. This person has learned, in the most painful way, that there are spaces that cannot be filled by anyone else, that there are frequencies in the heart that only vibrate in harmony with one specific person, that there are forms of happiness that can only be achieved when we are with the one we truly love, and not with the one we believe we should love. The revelation that is about to happen will be so intense that it will transform not only your perception of each other, but also your understanding of what it means to truly love. And when that awareness floods your heart, nothing will be able to keep her away from you. It is at that moment that we begin to realize that the universe's perfect timing never fails. It is at this moment that we begin to realize that the universe's impeccable timing never fails. Even when our human impatience tries to challenge every delay, every silence, every day that passes without a visible transformation. Miguel tells me that there is a divine harmony orchestrating every step of the story, and you have been at the center of a cosmic dance far more elaborate and beautiful than your eyes can perceive. During these months of apparent separation, you have both been going through exactly the experiences you need to reconnect as completely renewed individuals. You have become stronger, more aware of your worth, more capable of sharing love without losing your essence. She is discovering herself through your absence, understanding who she truly is without you, and this revelation has been painfully clear. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "Where there is light, no shadow remains." This statement reveals your courage, your faith, and your spiritual rebirth. Let's proceed with the message that will permanently transform your life. The person you love is going through a process of completely deconstructing their own certainties. Every day away from you has become a challenging lesson about what really matters in life. She tried to convince herself that this was the best option, that you weren't right for each other, that the problems of the past were insurmountable. However, life has a unique way of teaching us through direct experience, and your absence has been the most rigorous teacher she has ever experienced. Miguel reveals to me that recently, she has found herself comparing every new person she meets to you, always coming to the same painful conclusion. No one can provoke in her even a fraction of what you awakened. Conversations seem too shallow. Smiles lack the same brightness. Silences don't have the same depth. It's as if she's tasted the most extraordinary wine there is, and now every other drink seems bland. This constant comparison is causing her growing discomfort. She's realizing that what you shared wasn't common. It wasn't something that can be easily found. It was rare, it was special. It was the kind of connection that can happen once in a lifetime, if we're lucky. And the idea of having let something irreplaceable slip away begins to consume her mind. But here's something Miguel points out. When she comes back, and she will come back, it won't be out of necessity or because she hasn't found anything better. It will be because she finally understood the true value of what you built together. Could it be that her essence managed to overcome her pride? That genuine love conquered insecurity? That you recognize that there are struggles in life that are worth fighting for, even if it means letting go of your ego? You felt this too, right? A growing sense that something is on its way, that the energy around you is charged with new vitality. This is not mere illusion. It is your intuition picking up on the vibrations that precede significant transformations. It is like sensing the imminence of rain. Even before you see clouds in the sky, there's a pressure in the air, a subtle electricity that heralds the approaching storm. And this approaching storm does not intend to destroy, it is here to revitalize. It is rain that revives the parched earth and reveals new life where there was once only desolation. Miguel wants you to prepare for this renewal with tranquility, not anxiety. Not with fixed ideas about the direction everything should take, but with an openness to welcome what the universe has prepared exclusively for you. You are probably thinking, what if I get hurt again? What if it's all just a mistake? What if that person comes back but doesn't really stay? Miguel speaks to my heart. The fear of getting hurt is natural, but it cannot influence your decisions. You have already proven yourself capable of enduring pain, of getting up when everything seemed to be falling apart, of preserving your dignity even with a broken heart. The strength you have recently discovered within yourself will not disappear when she returns. On the contrary, it will be your most powerful ally in building something new and more solid than anything that has ever existed. Now you recognize your worth, understand your limits, and know what you are willing to accept and what you will no longer tolerate. The person who comes back to you will find someone transformed, who has learned to value themselves first in order to love others in a healthy way. This will completely change the dynamic between you, establishing a much more mature and sustainable foundation for what is to come. And here comes a crucial question that will determine the success of this reunion. Are you willing to forgive not only this person, but also yourself for all the times you doubted your intuition? For Miguel reveals to me that the biggest obstacle to complete happiness will not be forgiving the other person for the months of silence, but forgiving yourself for repeatedly questioning whether you were being naive and continuing to believe. Your heart always knew the truth, even when your mind tried to justify 1,000 reasons to convince you otherwise, when friends and family said it was time to move on, and when you tried to force yourself to give up. There was an inner voice whispering that it was far from over. And you were right. Your intuition never failed you, not even for a second. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "I am guided, protected, and strengthened by angels of goodness." This will amplify your energy with angelic power, preparing you to receive everything that is to come without resistance. Miguel shares a splendid scene with me. This person wakes up in the middle of the night with a racing heart and sweating, after dreaming so vividly about you that, for a few moments, they cannot distinguish dream from reality. In the dream, you exchanged words as before, laughed together, and there was a peace, a feeling of fulfillment that they had not felt in months. Upon awakening and realizing that it was all just a dream, a deep sadness invades her heart, followed by an illuminated certainty. She must find you. However, there is still an internal conflict between her heart that desires you and her mind that tries to put up barriers. What if she doesn't want to see me again? What if she found someone better? What if I hurt her irreversibly? These thoughts torment her daily, creating a paralysis that keeps her trapped between the desire to act and the fear of rejection. What she doesn't realize is that Miguel is working to establish the perfect situation in which her courage will finally overcome her fear. It may be a chance encounter that seems like mere coincidence, but it will be meticulously orchestrated by the universe. It may be a significant date that rekindles unforgettable memories. It may be a personal crisis that makes her realize that life is too short to be lived with wounded pride. When that moment arrives and Miguel assures me it will be soon, you will recognize it immediately. It won't be just any message or superficial contact. It will be filled with intense vulnerability, with an honesty she never had the courage to express before. It may be accompanied by tears, a trembling voice, hands shaking as she types the words she has rehearsed 1,000 times in her mind. And at that crucial moment, your response will not only shape what lies ahead for you, but it will also serve as a reflection of the love you will spread throughout the world. True love transcends feelings. It involves making conscious decisions and acting with kindness, even when indifference is an option. Miguel reveals to me that your nature is so selfless that you will not allow resentment to contaminate this precious moment. Deep down, you know that holding on to hurt would be wasting an exceptional opportunity to manifest the greatness of your being. This does not mean that you should accept everything or cross your boundaries. It is about being willing to listen, understand, and allow something new and more beautiful to emerge from the ashes of what you once were. The person who returns to you will not be the same as before. They will have learned from their obstinacy and missed your presence, finally realizing that allowing fear to overcome love was a mistake. They will come in search of an opportunity, not to return to what was, but to build something completely new, based on the purest honesty. And you, who have grown stronger during this lonely journey, will have the wisdom to distinguish between empty promises and genuine regrets. Your intuition, always accurate even in moments of uncertainty, will immediately recognize whether what is being offered is authentic or just another desperate attempt to fill a temporary void. However, Miguel wants you to understand something that will touch your soul deeply. This time, it is real. This time it is final. This time it is for eternity. This time it is true. Not a fragile commitment based on fleeting emotions, but a mature and conscious choice between two souls who, through separation, have learned the true value of what they had together. The Archangel reveals to me that this person has undergone such a profound transformation during their time apart that, at times, they see themselves as a stranger. Priorities have completely changed, values have been reorganized, and now, at the top of everything that really matters in their life, is you. not as an unhealthy obsession, but as the clear realization that they have found their person, their soulmate, and made the mistake of letting them slip away out of fear and immaturity. Before moving on, write in the comments, "The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness." This statement will create an energetic channel that will allow all the last obstacles to be removed from your path. She has been talking to close friends about you, and for the first time, is openly acknowledging how much she regrets her choice to walk away. She is mentioning you with a respect that even those closest to her find surprising, noting qualities of yours that had not received the attention they deserved before. It is as if the separation has acted as a lens, intensifying in her memories all the good times you experienced together. Miguel shares with me that she has been reflecting deeply on all the relationships she has had throughout her life and has come to a conclusion that has left her shaken. None of them compare, even remotely, to what you built. Not in depth, not in connection, not in true moments of happiness. It's like trying to compare the light of a candle to the light of the sun. There is no comparison. This new realization has created a growing urgency within her that is already becoming unbearable. It is the urgency of someone who has realized that they have let the greatest treasure in life slip away and is now willing to do anything to get it back. It is not desperation, it is a firm determination. It is not a need, but a clear understanding of where she belongs and with whom she wants to spend every day of her life. In the days that follow, an event will occur that will be the final push for her to take action. It could be the anniversary of something special you experienced together. It could be a song that plays just when she is thinking about you. It could be a sign from the universe so clear and obvious that she can no longer ignore it. Or maybe it's simply the limit of her resilience, the moment when being away from you becomes more painful than any possibility of rejection. And when she finally gathers the courage to go after you, it won't be with vague words or subtle hints. It will be with the raw and genuine truth about everything she has felt during these months, about the regret that consumes her, about the certainty that you are the person with whom she wants to build an authentic life. It will be a moment of vulnerability, of sincerity, of an honesty that she may never have expressed in this way before. Miguel hopes you are prepared for the intensity of this encounter, not because it will be difficult to deal with, but because it will be so beautiful, so liberating, so healing that it may bring you to tears in an overwhelming way. It will be as if all the tears you shed in silence, all the sleepless nights when you questioned whether you were acting foolishly, all the moments when you almost gave up but decided to keep believing, all of that will finally have been worth it. You will realize that every day of suffering was a step toward growth. Every moment of doubt was a confirmation of your determination. Every tear was a seed planted in the soil of the future you will build together. Nothing was in vain, nothing was lost, and nothing was thrown away. Everything had a greater purpose that your human eyes could not see at the time. What's more, you will recognize that you have become the person you needed to be in order to experience this love in the fullest and healthiest way possible. Loneliness taught you to be complete. Pain taught you to value the joyful moments, and doubt made you trust your intuition more. You are no longer the same person you were before now. You are an improved version, stronger, wiser, and more whole. When you meet again, it will be as if two new souls are meeting for the first time, but keeping in their hearts all the beautiful memories of what they experienced together before. It will be a new beginning, but with a deep understanding of what you feel for each other. And we come to the climax of this revelation, where everything comes together perfectly. Thus, we arrive at the grand finale of this revelation, where all the elements connect harmoniously, and you finally understand that your journey so far has not only been about regaining a lost love, but about discovering the extraordinary strength that lies within you when you choose to trust your feelings. Instead of giving in to fear, Miguel asked me to convey a message to you that will resonate in every fiber of your being. You always knew. Even in moments of doubt, when everyone around you insisted that you were deluding yourself, even when your mind tried to persuade you otherwise, deep down in your heart, You always knew that this story was not over yet. That inner wisdom that kept you steady in moments when giving up seemed easier is the same wisdom that will guide you in the next steps. For what is about to happen will require all the emotional maturity you have developed during these months of personal growth. When this person approaches you, and they will undoubtedly come, according to Miguel, you will need to be centered enough to hear not only the words spoken, but also the feelings being conveyed behind them. Before moving forward, write in the comments, "I am protected by invisible forces that work in my favor." This final statement ensures all the protection you need to receive everything that is to come with serenity and wisdom. She will approach you with an open heart, also carrying the recent scars of an internal struggle that almost broke her. She will be humble, but a little intimidated by her own vulnerability. She will arrive with a resolute spirit, but with uncertainties about whether she deserves the forgiveness she is about to ask for. At this delicate moment, your reaction will not only influence both of your futures, but will also leave a legacy of greatness that you will make available to the world. Miguel shows that his heart is too kind to waste this sacred opportunity with wounded pride or a desire for retaliation. His evolutionary essence recognizes the difference between justice and cruelty, between setting healthy boundaries and building unnecessary barriers. You will listen with empathy, but also with discernment. You will forgive with love, but maintain your dignity. The one who returns is not the immature person who left out of fear, but a woman shaped by her own pain, capable of offering the deep love you both deserve. Someone who has learned, the hard way, that there are treasures in life that cannot be exchanged for anything in this world. And you are the most precious gift she has been lucky enough to discover. This act reinforces this chain of light and helps these messages reach other people who, like you, were at their limits. When everything finally works out between you, and it undoubtedly will, in a way more beautiful than you can imagine, you will look back and realize that every tear was necessary, every sleepless night had meaning, and every moment of almost giving up was a test of faith that you passed with flying colors. You will understand that the universe has always been weaving a narrative of love so strong and genuine that it needed to be tested to the extreme so that both of you could be truly sure of your feelings. As soon as she returns and Miguel emphasizes that this will be soon, a new phase will begin in your lives. It will no longer be the emotional roller coaster of before, full of comings and goings, uncertainties, and fears. It will be the mature stability of two people who understand exactly what they want and are willing to do whatever it takes to protect that love. Miguel asks you to conclude this message by remembering something fundamental. You no longer have to prove anything to anyone, not even yourself. You have already shown incredible strength and faith to get this far. Now is the time to simply open yourself up to receive with gratitude everything that the universe has prepared especially for you. Trust that time will unfold perfectly. Have faith in the wisdom of your heart, which has never failed you. Believe in the protection of the angels who have always been present throughout your journey. And above all, trust yourself, the strong, wise, and loving woman you have become during this transformation. The outcome of this story will be more incredible than you could ever imagine. And when you are enjoying this complete happiness alongside your loved ones, remember that it was your unshakable faith that made it all possible. If this message touched your heart and you feel like you're part of something bigger, I sincerely invite you to join our spiritual family. Subscribe to the channel and comment on how this message impacted your life. Share your story, talk about your lessons, and share the signs you've been noticing with our community. We are not just people watching videos on the internet. We are interconnected souls, supporting each other with words of light and hope. Your experience may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Together, we are more powerful. Together, we form a spiritual family united by love and faith. I hope to see you in the comments and in the next video. I am very grateful for your presence here.